welcome or welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is one that I have been both incredibly excited but also really anxious to film. This is the first video of my theatre journal. In case this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I have been talking in some recent haul videos about wanting to do a theatre journal. I'm really inspired by scrapbooking and journaling videos that I see on YouTube and on Instagram, but I wanted to do something that felt more me. I was really worried about doing a sort of generic scrapbook or a different theme or junk journaling for the sake of junk journaling that would be something I wouldn't want to keep up with. But theatre is absolutely my major hobby. I have a degree in musical theatre. I perform in shows, not professionally, but I do perform in my own time, and I see a lot of theatre. And I buy programs from every show, but they just sit in a box and we don't get physical theatre tickets anymore. And I realised that doing a theatre journal is the perfect way of keeping track of everything I've seen, but also letting out some creativity in the form of junk journaling, which is something that is like really inspiring me right now. So this is the first video of my 2025 theatre journal. I have switched up the journal that I'm using for my theatre journal. So I'd said previously I was going to use some Buke journals, but I found this Elphaba, and I have the Glinda one as well, journal notebooks in Waterstones, and they're just perfect. I had to have them. I love that they're lined because I do write in this theatre journal, so it's absolutely perfect to have lined in here. And just the fact that when I look at the front cover, it's got Elphaba on it, So it's going to be Elphaba for this year, and then I'm going to use my Glinda one for, I think I will manage to fit 21 to 24 shows in there. So the years. So I will be going back and doing some older spreads as well on camera, because last year I saw like Moulin Rouge and Mean Girls, so stuff that I would really like to journal about. So I will be going back and doing those, but I thought that I would start with a couple of spreads in my 2025 just to keep it relevant. These are the shows I've most recently seen, so I wanted to start with these. So we're starting with the first show that I saw in 2025, which is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. What I will be doing in these videos is sort of briefly explaining to you what I'm laying down for the spread. And I'll also do a review of the show for you, because I think that's interesting and that's what I would want to watch if I was watching a theatre journal video. So that's what I will do for you. So in terms of the stuff I'm using in the spread, so the stickers that have like the quotes and the song names are from Letters to July, who is my biggest inspiration for having a theatre journal. She is such a theatre person. I love following her on Instagram. The reason I went to see Benjamin Button is because of how highly she spoke about it. Her stickers are so cute and really, really inspired me, and she has her own theatre scrapbook, so she's my biggest inspiration. So do check her out, and she'll be linked in the description in a document that is called Theatre Journal Favourites. Other stuff I'm using, so my dad really kindly bought me a theatre magazine for Christmas, and it had a load of Benjamin Button stuff in it, so I've taken some of that, and I need to try and get my hands on some more, really. I'll also be taking from like posters and leaflets. My husband was really worried I was going to be cutting up my programs. I was like, no, don't worry, I'm not doing that. But I am trying to sort of give that scrapbooky feel. I've also made some bits myself. So the theatre ticket and the like playlist icon, like with the like song name, I made those in Canva using templates in there because I have Canva Pro. So those I do myself. And I do that little stamp myself as well. And sometimes I'll use just stock images of the theatres from Google. But for this one, that is a picture I took of the outside of the theatre of Benjamin Button. The pickled crab in the bottom is from like a bookmark. It's not really a bookmark. It was like an order QR code that we got at the theatre. So yeah, I took that as well. So it's basically just going to be random things, whatever I can find. But the stickers, as I say, are Letters to July and so inspired by her. And she also has these theatre stickers. So I was really excited to lay down my first one, which was the Ambassadors Theatre. I hate this theatre though, just to let you know. What a horrible theatre to sit in. There's barely any leg room. You can only enter on one side of the auditorium. Like, it's actually a really horrible experience to to sit there. And she also has these stickers that say like West End or off West End or on tour, so I use that as well. A little bit about the show then, because I think I'm gonna have to slow down this video in in editing, because current Kat, who's doing this voiceover, has this video at 2 times speed, and I've been talking for 5 minutes and my video is nearly over. So I'll just keep talking until I'm done and I'll make the video fit. So in terms of a bit about this show, so you've probably heard of the film, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Now, to clarify, that is not a film I've seen. I literally, as I say, just went to the musical because of Letters to July, because she talked so highly of it. It was like her favourite show of 2024. It has really good reviews online, so I decided to convince my mum, who is my #1 theatre buddy, that we should go and see it. So the story is about a person called Benjamin Button who, because of a kind of like alignment of the moon with the sea, I believe, is born at the end of his life. So born as an adult, and then every day he gets a day younger. And we go through his entire life of him getting younger and what impact that has on the people around him. So we first meet his parents, who obviously cannot believe that they've birthed this adult child. And by adult, we're talking somebody in like their 80s or 90s. The mum takes it so badly that she passes away, and Benjamin is just left with his dad, and his dad is not happy about it, wants to keep Benjamin completely hidden, and does for like the first 20 or 25 years of Benjamin's life, before Benjamin makes an escape, goes out to town, goes to the local pub, does not say a word to anyone, because bearing in mind he's only ever met his dad, he doesn't really know anybody, and he meets this woman who tries to talk to him or smiles at him, but he doesn't, he just runs away scared. He doesn't make communication with her. But he really wants to keep going back, because he just knows, just by looking at her, that they're meant to be together. So he goes back to the pub every week on the same day, never plucking up the courage to talk to this woman, until eventually she talks to him. And there's a lot of sort of funny jokes of her being like, you look amazing, like, you look so good, because obviously he is de-aging every day. And eventually they start talking, and they realise that actually they really hit it off. And despite the fact that he is quite a bit older than her, she's like, well, no guys my own age are any good, so I may as well be with you, kind of thing. And they agree that they'll run away to be with each other. And they do that, but they just miss each other. And they then end up separated, and then it's about the journey of them getting back together, and then what happens when they do get back together, because Benjamin has never told her that he is de-aging. So it's such a fascinating story, and the music in the musical is real like folk music and sea shanties, and so if you like that kind of music, I think it is a really stunning score for that reason. It's also performed by actor musicians, which is when the cast also play instruments. And I will forever be in awe of actor musicians. I've seen a number of actor musician shows, actually. My favourite being Chess, which I saw many years ago. And watching somebody haul a double bass over the stage, I'll like never forget that. So I'll always go and see something that's actor musician, because it's just like another level of talent, in my opinion, to be able to play an instrument and be in a show. So that element of it is amazing, and the music is so fun, it's so lively. My only criticism, so you'll see that on the like little rating post-it that I have, which is also from Letters to July, I've rated the show 4 stars. Now, 4 stars is an amazing rating, okay? Like, for me, a 5-star show really has to be like a new #1 top. So 4-star is an incredible rating. And I really had such a good time watching this show, but it was a little bit difficult to follow everything, because as I say, I've not seen the film, though the show is actually not based on the film. The original story is like out of copyright now, so that's how it's been turned into the musical. So I think it probably does have some differences. there is so much plot and so much talking about like how the stars aligned to make Benjamin be born, that and that was all done through song, and it was just a little bit hard to follow. And we weren't sat massively far back, we weren't like really close to the front, and we were in the circle, but it's not like we were so far back that we shouldn't have been able to hear. So that is a small criticism that I have, because yeah, in an ideal world I'd go and watch a show a number of times to make sure that I can fully understand the plot. And my mum always says that really you need to see a show a few times before it like completely sinks in. But shows are quite expensive now in the UK, so unfortunately I won't be able to do that. So I really need a show to like completely take my breath away from like the very first second now, really, for the whole show to be a 5 star. But it was really, really good. And I want to give a massive shout out to the cast, because on the day that we went to see it, they had a load of sickness. And there were a lot of the cast members that were off. So we had the understudy Benjamin Button, who was incredible, as well as a number of other understudies, to the point where one of the people on stage had to have a script, which he hid exceptionally. My mum had no idea which one of the cast members had a script, so a massive, amazing well done to her, because it must have been so terrifying to do this show with a sort of hiding a script in your hand. So there was that, and then there was also another cast member who was not singing, because I think she probably had no voice but was still there doing the performance, because I guess if she'd gone out sick, they'd probably run out of cast members. I mean, it was mind-blowing to watch this like amazing feat of them coming together. I'm pretty sure it was also their 100th show, which was amazing, and I didn't actually write that on my theatre journal spread, so I will try and write that. So yeah, I would honestly really recommend going to see this show. It's currently running until the 31st of May in the West End. I know it's been extended a few times. I don't know if the plan is to extend it again, but it's so worth your time. If you're a theatre fan, if you're a fan of the original story, I think you would like it as well. But I think also if you like folk music, I would really recommend. As I say, the experience in the theatre is not the best. Like, I would actually love this show to transfer to somewhere else, because I would really think twice about going to see something at the Ambassadors again. It was just such a tight, small theatre to sit in, but the show was well worth it. In terms of how the spread is coming together, so on the left hand side, I have written a short summary of the show, which I have taken just from the main Benjamin Button website. And then on the right hand side is where I'm writing all of my thoughts, everything that I was just saying to you. I'm just doing the last few stars and things now on screen. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I will have many more theatre journal spreads to come, so I hope that you will stick around for those. And in the description, I will have a link to my theatre journal favourites documents with all of the links for the shops that I think you should check out. But otherwise, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!